Welcome to Rayat Shikshan Sanstha's Western Region English Medium YouTube channel. Subject English Standard 9th. Topic name 3.4 How the first letter was written. Video number 25. About author Joseph Rudyard Kipling, born December 30th, 1865, Bombay, India. Died January 18, 1936, London, England. English short story writer, poet, and novelist, remembered for his celebration of British imperialism, his tales and poems of the British soldiers in India, and his tales for children. He received the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1907. Students, today we will be doing chapter 3.4 How the first letter was written. Once upon a most early time was Neolithic man, and he lived cavely in cave, and he wore very few clothes, and he couldn't read and couldn't write, and he did not want to, and except when he was hungry he was quite happy. His name was Tegumai Bobsulai, and that means man who does not put his foot forward in hurry. But we, O best beloved, will call him Tegumai for short, and his wife's name was Teshumai Tivendru, and that means lady who asks a very many questions. But we, O best beloved, will call her Teshumai for short, and his little girl daughter name was Tafimai Meta Lumai, and that means small person without any manners who ought to be spanked. But I am going to call her Taffy, and she was Tegumai Bobsulai's best beloved and her own mummy's best beloved, and she was not spanked half as much as was good for her, and they were all three very happy. Now attend and listen. One day Tegumai Bobsulai went down through the beaver swamp to the Vagai river to spear carp fish for dinner, and Taffy went too. Tegumai's spear was made of wood with sharp teeth at the end, and before he had caught any fish at all, he accidentally broke it clean across by jabbing it down too hard on the bottom of the river. They were miles and miles from home, and Tegumai had forgotten to bring any extra spears. One day, Tegumai and Taffy went to Vagai River to catch fish. He broke his fishing spear accidentally. Here's a pretty kettle of fish, said Tegumai. It will take me half the day to mend this. There's your big black spear at home, said Taffy. Let me run back to the cave and ask Mummy to give it me. It's too far for your little fat legs, said Tegumai. Besides, you might fall into Beaver Swamp and be drowned. We must make the best of a bad job. He sat down and took out a little leather mending bag full of reindeer sinews and stripes of leather and lumps of beeswax and resin, and began to mend the spear. Here Tegumai did not want his little daughter to run back to the cave. Taffy sat down too with her toes in the water and her chin in her hand, and thought very hard. Then she said, I say, Daddy, it's an awful nuisance that you and I don't know how to write, isn't it? If we did, we could send a message for a new spear. New spear. Just then, a stranger man came along the river, but he belonged to a far tribe, the Taiwaras, and he did not understand one word of Tegumai's language. He stood on the bank and smiled at Taffy because he had a little girl daughter of his own at home. Tegumai drew a hank of deer sinews from his mending bag and began to mend his spear. While Tegumai was busy repairing that spear, a stranger who belonged to Far tribe, the Tevaras, came over to the spot. "Come here," said Taffy. "Do you know where my mummy lives?" And the stranger man said, "Silly," said Taffy. And she stamped her foot because she saw a shoal of very big carp going up the river just when her daddy could not use his spear. "Don't bother, grown-ups," said Tegumai, so busy with his spear mending that he did not turn round. "I aren't," said Taffy. "I only want to do what I want him to do, and he won't understand." "Then don't bother me," said Tegumai, and he went on pulling and straining at the deer sinews with his mouth full of loose ends. The stranger man, a genuine Tevara he was, sat down on the grass, and Taffy showed him what her daddy was doing. The stranger man thought, "This is a very wonderful child. She stamped her foot at me and she makes faces. She must be daughter of that noble chief who is so great that he won't take any notice of me." So he smiled more politely than ever. "Now," said Taffy, "I want you to go to my mummy because your legs are longer than mine and you won't fall into Beaver's swamp, and ask for Daddy's other spear, the one with black handle that hangs over our fireplace." Here Taffy wanted him to go to her mother and bring father other spear. The stranger man thought, "This is a very, very wonderful child. She waves her arms and she shouts at me, but I don't understand a word of what she says. But if I don't do what she wants, then I greatly fear that the haughty chief man who turns his back on callers will be angry." He got up and twisted a big flat piece of bark off a birch tree and gave it to Taffy. He did this, best beloved, to show that his heart was as white as birch bark and that he meant no harm, but Taffy didn't quite understand. The stranger gave her birch bark to show his intent. "Oh," said she, "now I see you want my mummy's living address. Of course, I can't write, but I can draw pictures if I have anything sharp to scratch with. Please lend me the sharp tooth of your necklace." The stranger man, and he was a Tevara, didn't say anything, so Taffy put up her little hand and pulled at the beautiful bead and seal and sharp tooth necklace around his neck. The stranger man, he was a Tevara, thought, "This is a very, very wonderful child. The sharp tooth on my necklace is a magic sharp tooth, and I was always told that if anybody touched it without my leave, they would immediately swell up or burst. But this child doesn't swell up or burst, and that important chief man who attends strictly to his business, who has not yet taken any notice of me at all, doesn't seem to be afraid that she will swell up or burst. I had better be more polite." So he gave Taffy the sharp tooth, and she lay down flat on her tummy with her legs in the air, like some people on the drawing room floor when they want to draw pictures. And she said, "Now I will draw you some beautiful pictures. You can look over my shoulder, but you must not joggle. First, I will draw Daddy. I will draw Daddy fishing. It isn't very like him, but Mummy will know, because I have drawn his spear all broken. Well, now I will draw the other spear that he wants, the black handled spear. It looks as if it was sticking in Daddy's back, but that's because the sharp tooth slipped and this piece of bark isn't big enough. That's the sphere I want you to fetch. So I will draw a picture of me, myself, explaining to you my head doesn't stand up like I have drawn, but it's easier to draw that way. Here, little Taffy took a sharp tooth from the stranger necklace and scratched some pictures on the surface of white bark. Remaining part of this lesson will be continue in next video. Do understand the concept and revise at home. Thank you.